So here it is. I was looking last night on Marketplace and I saw a white LS430. So this is an 05. It's white. I'm like, oh, you know, it probably has like gray interior, tan interior, blah blah blah, because that's how they come. But look at this. It's a factory black interior, white exterior car. I could not believe it. I could not contain my excitement. So you can see the wheel's been replaced. That's not the right color wood. It doesn't match the rest of it, but that can be fixed. Looks like it's the ML version, so it's got the ventilated seats, cooled and heated seats, but it doesn't have headlight washers, or it's not the Ultra, obviously, no air suspension. So kind of sad it's not a base model, but it's not a custom like I had before. Here it is again. It's got parking sensors. I think they all have parking sensors, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, maybe not. But no rust that I can see. No real issues. The white does hide stuff, obviously, but yeah, looks like there's some kind of a ding there or something right there. I don't know. Either way, whatever. So, and then the rear seats have the heated seats, but it does look like it has the better leather in there, because it does have the heated and the ventilated. The ventilated seats gets you the ventilated leather, if that makes sense. And then the non, just you have the standard solid leather. Here's just a look at the back rear vents. And I did look up the VIN and checked its history, repair history, and all that. But other than that, I am super excited to check this out. I'm going to be going down there in a few hours and hopefully be coming back with it, but we'll see. So LS460 is fixed. Had that knock sensor wiring issue. I'm actually on my way to the bank to get some funds for a new car, possibly. So we'll see how this goes. Gotta go get cash, go get the trailer loaded up, and head down to, once again, Chicago. So, yeah, pretty excited. I got a problem, I guess. There's some kind of addiction that I just have to buy all these weird cars, but we'll see what happens. More information coming soon. Alright, another bright sunny day on our way to Chicago. Feels like a broken record, but should be there in about an hour and a half. So it's not too bad of a drive, and driving videos are pretty boring, so I'll keep it short and to the point. As soon as we get there, we'll check it out. I talked to the guy on the phone. Everything's good. No one's going to buy it before me. So, yeah, next part will just be, I don't know if I'm going to video it in person or if I get it, if I don't get it. Depends on the guy and, you know, if he wants to be filmed and all that and what it looks like. So, we will, we'll see. My favorite thing in the whole world, traffic. Got 15 minutes left, about 4 miles. Almost. Guys, look at this thing. Look at this. 04 LS430. It is as good as it seems in the pictures. Wheels are a little corroded. Tires are a little shit, but for the most part, this thing is rock solid. I'll go into more when we get back to the shop, do an in-depth review, but this is, I'm super happy about this. Really excited. I'm gonna get all loaded up and we'll go. Alright, we got it. It's on the trailer. Headed back. This is one of those streets. It's almost rush hour in the west-ish, or west of Chicago. LaGrange we're coming up to. This is one of the roads where if you're in the left lane, you're gonna get stuck because everyone's turning left. and then it switches to there's left turn lanes, and then you get in the right lane and then you're stuck because everyone's trying to turn right. So we've navigated the maze of turning and headed back. We should be back in about an hour and a half or so, give or take, maybe 15 minutes plus with traffic, rush hour past O'Hare. But we will unload and look at the car in detail, see what we got ourselves into. Alright, we made it back. So I'm gonna go through a whole walkthrough, interior, drive, everything. You're gonna have to wait till the end for the price and the mileage and all that, because I want you to get the full story. I want you to be happy with you know, what you see here, and we're gonna look at everything. So tiny bit of scuffing here. There is a little dent here on the deck lid, a little bit of rust, no big deal. Original Lexus Maryville sticker, we'll pull that off obviously. Taillights original, those are good. And this is, I don't know if I mentioned before, I was too excited, but one owner, let me wait for this car. Nothing like a muffler-less V6 Mustang. Alright, so touch-up paint here, they took care of it. So like I was saying, one owner car. The owner was a butcher. They did a lot of trips to Florida and back. The car was in Indiana / Chicago. Little stuff like this, obviously, I mean, that's normal. Touch up here. Tiny bit of rust here. A lot of this stuff I'm going to take care of, so don't worry. It's got the smart key system where you can lock and unlock the door with the buttons. But let's stay focused here. So we've got a nice, I don't know what this pearl is called, white pearl, whatever it is, but that looks good. Moving along, the body very straight, like there's no major dents, there's no damage. That's exciting. The wheels, obviously they're corroded after so long. I scored 2 original, like almost brand new 18-inch sport wheels from the seller. I might put the 18s on if I can find 2 more, but I'm okay with these 2. The 17s, a little bit better ride quality. The tires, these are old, I don't even know what these are. Vogue something, some off-brand, Chinese brand. Starting to crack here on the sidewall. The date code on these, I think these are before they actually, oh no, 19. So 2019 on this one. But original caliper in the rear here. Rotors look fine. All this looks good. Another tiny spot of rust here, but again, pull this cladding, we'll get this fixed up and painted. So yep, moving on. Some, you know, some normal scuffing there, that's fine. But hopefully we can get this pearl in the sun here. This is looking really nice. I hope you can see this on the camera as good as I can, but this is just a little bit of polishing. This will look so nice. I love the white pearl, it's just fantastic. Clay bar polishing, needs that. Original headlights, I'm assuming. Normal, little bit of fade there. There is a tiny bubble here on the hood. We'll fix that up because it's not too bad. I mean, the various normal rock chips. But again, nothing too crazy. The bumper has it worse. But again, you know, is what it is. Maryville Lexus, so the one owner took care of it pretty well over the course of its life. We like to see that. Surprisingly, very surprisingly. Okay, we got more rust here. I'm nitpicking though. No accident damage, no crash damage, nothing weird going on with the fenders or the bumpers or anything like that. So that's good. So super weird, it doesn't have laser cruise, which is odd because a lot of them have laser cruise down here. Oops. And if they didn't have laser cruise, they had the radar cruise up here, which has that plastic square essentially. So no radar cruise, no headlight washers either. So like I said earlier, it's not a CL custom luxury. I don't even know if it's an ML, modern luxury. I'll have to look at the specs of all the trims and everything. So either yeah, we'll just leave it at that. More corrosion here, that's normal. I could powder coat these, make them look brand new. I'll just have to decide and figure out which direction I want to go. But it's got all the fender liners in there, everything looks good. Here's another look at the passenger side. Super clean, super straight. Just definitely needs a detail, possibly a repaint on like these lower trim pieces, because they're looking pretty rough. But let's look underneath. Okay, underneath we're looking pretty good. Like, I did a quick look underneath when I picked it up, and for a Midwest Rust Belt car, I'm extremely shocked at the lack of any kind of surface rust. Because my 01 that I picked up in Chicago is pretty hammered underneath. But the exhaust flanges, there's no exhaust leaks. The cats are good. Everything looks impeccable, which is just crazy. Again, just a look underneath the driver's side, the bushing, control arm bushing. More inside here as best we can see. I'll have to see if that pink mark, I don't know, those don't look replaced, but we'll test that, because we replaced those mounts on my 01, so that's not a big deal either. Struts and control arm, super hard to see, but those honestly look original to me. I'll have to pull the wheel off to make sure, because I can't see anything more than you guys can see on the camera here, and I can't duck down under here. So keep on looking. Alright, looking underneath the rear of the car, we got the original Toyota Futaba mufflers. But underneath, everything looks solid. Like, there's no damage here, there's no crumpling. All looks good. I was checking the history of the car on the Lexus owner site, which I'll go over in the video if I haven't already. But some time ago, the rear diff was diagnosed as howling or making a super loud noise. So I'm wondering if this was replaced, or if it was just misdiagnosed as a wheel bearing. I'm not sure, but it's possible this diff is new, or a used unit in there. But looking at the driver's side here, I mean, this is just insane how clean this is for a Chicago car. It's got all the under trays, the plastic here. Again, we've got a sticker here still from some point that was on there. The missing, this is where your air suspension sensor goes, I believe. The left side uses the height sensor here for the AFS, the headlights that turn when you turn. But we've made our way around the car. Let's go inside. Alright, let's take a look at this beauty. Smart key works great. So here's your rear door. Looks absolutely perfect. Never smoked in. That's another huge benefit or bonus of this thing. All the trim looks great. No heat damage. Got your sill here, looks great. Factory original floor mats. Look at this. Look at this. I think this is, yep. So factory part here. The front ones are still intact. Original floor mats. I can't believe it. Rear seat looks great. Like, this is the ventilated leather. Normally the base models just had the flat style leather because they only had heated seats. So the rear section here got your heated seats on there. You got the pass through in here. Headrests. Rear deck, sunshade. I mean, this is just all pretty impeccable. So, same story this side. You know, it's a door panel. Seats. Let's go up to the front. Front here. All right, driver's door card. This thing still works, which is pretty difficult to find on older car. Switch looks great. Everything looks impeccable here. Little coin tray works. Here's your black ice. Factory floor mats. Again, you don't have any kind of like heel marks or wear marks through the floor mats. and the carpet underneath is pretty well preserved, if not, you know, like new. There is one tear here, unfortunately, but what are you gonna do? So I don't know how you repair this, if you have to replace the whole thing, or if there's some way to like mend this. I'm not sure. A little bit of wear on the bolsters. Switches all look good here. The rear portion of the seat looks fine. Even the armrest looks good. Like there's no crazy wear marks on it or anything like you normally find. It's a little weird to get open. You have to essentially push it forward and then it pops open. So gotta figure that out. I don't know if it needs a new armrest or just adjustment or new parts, whatever. Passenger side, same thing. Like the power functions work perfectly normal. This seat is, there's nothing I would do to this. I mean, you condition this, clean this, and it looks brand new. Like I'm shocked. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Another floor mat on the passenger side looks great. Carpet looks great. All this looks just fantastic. Glove box. What are you gonna say? It's a glove box. Oh, what sucks is there's no manual. Oh well. I like having the original manuals, but wood all looks good. The vents are fine. The dash, the LS430s really didn't have a problem with sticky dash. They changed the material in 07, and that's just led to chaos afterwards. So this thing is just, look at this, it's perfect. No scuffs, no heat marks, nothing at all. Whole thing just perfect. Navigation, same thing. The first thing I thought of when I saw this, I was like, I need to order another GROM. Because obviously you can't Bluetooth stream anything through this, so you just got to kind of either do aftermarket or a GROM. And I love the GROM. Hopefully they're listening. They'll hook me up with a discount on another GROM unit because I have so many of them. The vents work. The auto vents work here. This is just all in fantastic condition. CD changer, cassette even works. This trim here is all just perfect. The shift knob is perfect. There's no wear on the leather here. Non-smoker car, never been smoked in. Cigarette lighter is totally new. Another thing, so Custom Luxury has headlight washers here, and then obviously the Ultra has the switches, I think they're up here, for the air suspension and all that. Doesn't have it, it's not the custom. I don't know, I'll have to look if it's the modern or base model. But typically if it's modern luxury, it has this type of seat with the heated and cooled. So if you know, let me know, otherwise I'll figure out eventually. The wheel is the only thing I'm kind of questioning, because this wood, it's lighter than this wood. It's more, I think it was replaced. It had to have been replaced. So I'll need to find the right wheel. If you have a wheel, I'll buy it. Otherwise I'll check eBay or wherever else. This is just a darker wood finish. So let's go on to the engine, start it up. Engine's running. No leaks whatsoever. Totally quiet. Awesome. Totally awesome. First thing I like doing is giving it a good bath. So all this dirt you see here, this is like the OCD of like fixing and cleaning cars. We're gonna give it a nice bath, clean all this dirt off, make it look nice. But everything is here. Everything is intact, everything is straight. It just runs so quiet. Crazy, crazy quiet. Power steering fluid looks normal. Like, this gets stained actually, this reservoir. But it is good to change the fluid once in a while on the 430s. And you actually do that, you can do that right here on this hose. Just hook up a thing and you can crank the engine and pump out the old power steering fluid and put new stuff in. But that's it. We're gonna go for a drive, because I actually never even drove this car. I just took the guy's word for it and loaded it up. So let me get it off the trailer, take it for a quick spin, and then I'll reveal the mileage, how much I paid, and plans. Here we go. Absolutely quiet. It drives so smooth. And I'm gonna go on record, just say this is my favorite car there is. This is the best car, my favorite car. This beats the 460 by a mile mechanically, and even just how quiet and like the suspension is just so much smoother than a 460. At least the 460 with air. I don't know how they are without the air suspension, but with air it's clunky and all sorts of stuff. So I'm not going to show the mileage yet. We're almost there. We are almost there because it's a big deal. But yeah, braking smooth. Acceleration is just spot on. Perfect. The wheel is straight. Even with these old tires, the wheel is just totally straight. No shaking, no play, nothing at all. Do a turn here. Ventilated seats are a little noisy. The motor under there is probably dirty or whatever. I don't know. Just solid acceleration, as you'd expect from a Lexus. The only thing, the windshield was replaced. It's not OEM, so I'll have to figure that out. I don't know if I'm going to replace it or what, because it's just. I think OEM were laminated or whatever, or has that whatever it's called, anti-liquid or rain coating or built into it, and then the tinting up here is different on OEM. Just little things like that aren't on aftermarket glass. That's all. But the glass itself is very clear. There's no like. It's not hard to see when you're driving into the sun type of thing. Okay, we're almost there. So going into this, these are my thoughts. It's a white car. Yes, it's not perfect outside, but it has black interior. So the black interior is what I wanted ultimately. And let's say I find a mint condition white 04 to 06 LS with a tan interior or gray. Well, guess what? I have a perfect interior to swap over to that car. And this is already white to begin with. So I paid, the seller was asking $4,900 for this car. And you've seen it, you've seen the outside, the underside, you've seen everything about it. So it's an 05 LS, it's not an 04. So technically the 05, 06s are better in build quality and reliability. So we settled. I really wanted a low ball at like $3,500. I offered $4,000, and he's like, no, really nice guy. He loved the car, just like I do. He appreciates it for what it is. He wanted $45,000, so I was like, it popped up last night on Marketplace, and I messaged right away, and then today here we are, we got it. So we settled on $4,500. I'm super happy about that amount. And here it is, the big reveal. It's got 365,000 miles on it. Crazy. I guess the original owner, had trips back and forth down to Florida or the South to Chicago, which would definitely determine that high mileage, but it drives like it has 150,000. That's the thing. Like normally the exhausts are rotted out, the downpipes all rusted out, but this thing had to have been stored, kept inside, maintained. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. So that's all I got. I hope you guys like the car and like the story of getting it and all that. Future videos, I think, let me go this way. Future videos, I think, on this thing will be probably just the general inspection of the underside. What's it look like under the covers, the plastic covers? Does it need motor mounts? We got to get a new set of tires on it because as you can see, these are kind of out of balance. Wheel shaking at 60, not a big deal. And then the wheels, what are we going to do with the wheels? And that's it. Like everything else mechanically is perfect. He did a timing belt maybe 5,000 miles ago, I think he said, last year, something like that. So timing belt water pump was done with OEM Toyota parts. So that's out of the way. I don't know about the transmission, but it shifts like butter, so I can't imagine it needs new fluid, but that's something else we'll look at, new fluid. And then the rear diff, like I mentioned earlier, that was reported, rear diff, that was reported as being bad in, I want to say 5 years ago, maybe 10 years, no, I think it was 5, it was 250,000 miles. The rear end was howling, so it's not howling anymore, so either it got replaced or it was something else, like a wheel bearing, etc. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to it. Just check Marketplace often, check Craigslist if that's even still a thing. Just at least once a day, just an hour, spend 30 minutes, an hour scouring Marketplace and looking for these, because they literally pop up and they're 24 hours later they're gone, because people like me are finding them and buying them. But like, you gotta go, you gotta hook up your trailer, drive wherever it is. If it's 100 miles, if it's 200, 300, 400 miles, go and get it, because it's not gonna stick around for long. And then you know, that's the key. That's literally the only secret there is to it, aside from actually like the negotiation process and building rapport with the seller and everything. But man, this is fantastic. This is gonna be my new daily driver for sure. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and again, just comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. Later. Alright, so here's the Lexus owners website I wanted to show everybody. So if you go to like Google Lexus owners, there's an actual thing you can make an account on and sign up and basically add your vehicles. So you add your vehicles by your VIN. It'll tell you the actual, let's look at the service history first. So it'll tell you the last service from a Lexus dealer. So service history here, and then boom. So this is how I check cars before I buy them, if I can. I'll check the history, see what issues the sellers might be hiding, see what was repaired by Lexus. So 2 years ago, 331K, that's about 30,000 miles ago. It looks like it was in, the gauge cluster is inoperative. Per customer request, install switch to turn back on when it fails. So I don't know what happened, but there's no switch and the cluster works fine. So I don't know if it was a fuse, I don't think it was replaced because the mileage matches what the car is. So yeah. So the next one here, oil change, gauge cluster blank, sent out and tested, but the gauge has power, check and advise. So that was some issue going on electrically. 300,000 miles on 2019. Same thing, AC is blowing warm air, check and advise. They evacuated and recharged. Added dye, no leaks. So system's fully charged and the AC works fine now. 295K. Center console out, there's a blown fuse. Okay, so here's what I was talking about. 2015, so about 9 years ago, 256K. There's a roaring noise from the rear of the vehicle. So the rear differential was the source of noise. Need to replace the rear diff. I don't think they did it. Lexus did it because it would be in here. So they must have had some independent shop replace it. Let's see. Water pump leaking. Vibration when braking. So pads, rotors, exhaust leak. There is no exhaust leak found. Everything's sealed. So little stuff like this, anytime a dealer inputs what they do, it's going to be in here. So now we're going back to like 2010. Diff pinion leaking. 88,000 miles, that's kind of odd. What else? 50K service, and that's really it. So door lock was replaced on the driver door here. Pads, rotors again, that's normal. Air filter replaced, blah blah blah. 30K mileage, service there. Nothing. So this is how you can kind of find out if your car's a lemon or it's got other issues going on. Also within the site you can see your actual vehicle build out. So here it shows crystal white pearl. Was the white pearl in 2004. The 6-speed trans LA24 interior, that's black. So that's the way you can tell if anything was swapped over. Date of first use, 12/28/04. Order date, so they ordered it in November of 2004, and I'm assuming, like, you can't go into the dealer, or he would have to order this custom, I'm assuming, because black interior, just, it doesn't happen on the white exterior cars. It's kind of like, you walk into the dealer and say, hey, good afternoon, how you doing? Hey, I'm looking to buy a brand new, 05 LS430. I want a white one with black interior. And then Bob, the salesman's like, sorry, sir, the whites only come in tan or gray. Yeah, but I want black. So I want to know, like, back in 2005, was it as simple as just walking in a dealer saying, I want a white exterior, black leather interior, and they could do it? That's what I want to know. Installed equipment. I don't know what ZZ Lexus personalized settings is. I'm going to Google that right now. Okay, that's just electronic functions. So maybe that's stuff in TextStream that gets customized for vehicle like door locking or windows down or whatever. I don't know. Or it's just standard on every car. I have no idea. Standard installed stuff. So that's normal. Safety features. Luxury convenience. So usually this would say what trim package it is, but leather trim interior, they're all leather interior. Wood trim, yes, they're all like that. Steering wheel, well, that's good, it has a steering wheel. Shoulder belt. It doesn't really say much about the package. So like there's the ultra luxury, there's the custom luxury, and the modern luxury. All this says is typically, like I said, the let's see here. So this even says, this doesn't even say Mark Levinston on it. So all this says is the 7-speaker, 178-watt premium audio with AM/FM cassette. 6-disc changer with ASL. Usually this would say like Mark Levinston audio system. So this is really interesting that it says it came with the premium audio. Unless, like I said, it was special ordered with certain options. 6-disc in-dash, it has that. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about the heated and cooled seats or anything like that. So that's kind of interesting. It would make you think that this is just like a base model car, because yeah, it doesn't say anything about the heated cooled seats, and it doesn't say anything about the leather or that kind of stuff. All it says is leather trimmed interior. Usually it would say like ventilated leather seats, heated cooled. So that's interesting. I'd be interested to see what other 430s say for this that are actually like CLs or Ultras. So that's it. Yeah, we'll just move on to other aspects of the car.